Hello and welcome everyone to Season 3 of Let's Play Banished. So, for this third season here, we'll be looking to explore the Megamod 9 patches for Banished. And if you'd like to play along with the same Megamod, you can go to the Black Liquid software website and download them completely for free. So, I've read some great things about the Megamod 9. We are able to choose from a lot more resources, a lot more buildings, just a whole range of new options we can explore here. Now, if you'd like to play along with the same Megamod, you can go to the Black Liquid software website and download the patches completely for free. So, credit where credit's due, because the producers of these patches have been putting in a lot of time, resources and energy into producing something great for us. So that's excellent. So, aside from the Megamod 9, I was also thinking about maybe getting some additional challenges in here, maybe put in some building restrictions, but the longer I thought about it, it's probably not a good idea to limit ourselves in any way, especially considering that we're going to be able to look for a lot of different resources here, a lot of different buildings, and I don't think it's necessarily a good idea if we're going to limit ourselves in any way. So this third season is just going to be a very relaxing playthrough, similar to season 1. We'll also be talking through all the steps that we're gonna need to take in order to build a big, successful city here. And I think a relaxing season, just play through to see what it's all about. It's not going to be a bad idea here. So with that said, let's look at what our parameters are here. So our time name is going to be Sundown. I don't think there's any need to change that. It's a pretty good name. If you'd like to play along on the same map, you can find the map seed right here. And for the terrain type, I've chosen Pinewood Valley here. Now this is also a new map type. We have a whole range of different terrain types that we can choose from. So that is great. But let's keep it at Pinewood Valley for now. So our terrain size is going to be very large. I like playing on large maps, so we do not run out of real estate. We're gonna keep the climate at fair here. I don't think there's necessarily a need to play on mild nor on harsh here, so let's keep it at fair. For the third season here, being that we have so much to explore, let's just leave the disasters off here. We're going to be facing lots of challenges anyway. I do not want to be dealing with any disasters here. And for the starting conditions, I thought I'd try something new here. So let's try out this Jack and Jill start. It's also an exclusive for the Banished Megamod 9 here. And it's a super hard game with only one family. We have no buildings at all, no tools, no clothing, food, firewood, building materials. We have nothing. So that's going to put us right in the thick of things here. Now, if you're a newer player, I would recommend you try a little bit of an easier start here, because I'm thinking that this Jack and Jill is going to be very challenging here. And I think it might be more fun for newer players too. If you want to have a challenge, maybe go for Adam and Eve start. It's completely up to you, of course. So let's see how we can make this start work here. And let's see what our map looks like. So, let's get into it. Okay, here we go. So let's pause the game here, so we can take a quick look around here. So it seems as though we have some water here in the west, and lots of trees. They look nice, as well as some stone here, some iron ore, and something that's also new to the Megamod here, some copper on the map. So that's great. That's just great. So yeah, that looks nice. Oh, we have some water here on the east too. And it's connected to the main river here, so that's going to be excellent. Alright, Yeah, this looks good. Ooh, and a mountain. That's also very nice to have. Alright, so let's get set up here. So let's go to the tools and reports. And let's toggle the general statistics here. It's gonna fit there nicely. And let's also get an event log here, so we know what's happening at all times. I'll drag it to the left here, the bottom left. And let's go for a mini-map as well. Small overhead map will do. And let's drag that right there. And of course our professions list here. And I like to go with the vertical scrolling one here. That's gonna fit in real nice right here. There we go. Okay, so our two citizens right here, Jack and Jill, but they are actually called Turnip and Catrice here. Oh, it seems as though they are educated, so that's good. Both of them are. Excellent. But they have no tools, no homes, and we also have no resources whatsoever here. So if we look at the top left here, we're going to need logs to be able to build buildings. We're also going to need firewood here for to keep our citizens warm here. And in order to create firewood, we're also going to need logs. And firewood, together with food here, is really a resource that we're going to have to focus on here. Being that if we run out of firewood, it's still early spring, but if it becomes autumn or winter, the temperature is going to drop, and if our citizens do not have firewood, they're going to freeze to death. So if we're going to build a big city here, we cannot have our citizens perishing here. Of course, the same goes for food. It's also a very crucial resource. If our citizens run out of it, they'll starve to death. So those two things are really something that we're gonna have to focus on right away. So no stone, no minerals nor ores, also no medicine, no iron, no tools, which is also going to be very important, and no clothing. So being that we have nothing here, let's focus on what's most important here. And that's going to be firewood as well as food. But for food, we will not necessarily need a building here, because we can also pick that up manually. And in order to do that, we can go to the removal and destruction tools at the toolbar in the bottom right here. And we can select collect wild foods here. And hopefully there'll be some food. Yeah, there is some food around us, so that's going to be very good. So let's see what we're going to have to do here. So before we're actually gonna pick up all that food, let's make sure that our citizens have a storage facility where they can place those foods. Now, being that we are starved for resources here, I'm going to focus on something that is not too heavy on the resources here, because we will be needing to cut down whatever it is they need to build a building. So let's look for a very, very cheap storage facility here. So we can go to the storage markets and trade. And let's look around here. So we have some storage barns right here, a whole selection of them. Some small barns, specialized barns, and small storage here. So let's look into small storage. Better stockpiles, bitty shed. That's actually pretty cheap. It's only going to require 5 logs as well as 1 stone. Let's see here. Mini storage, cellars. Yeah, let's build this bitty shed right here. And for the time being, let's not focus on how we're going to lay out our city, because the main goal is here just to survive. So let's build that bitty shed right there. So now that we've placed it down, we can pick up and pause it. Let's first focus on what buildings we're going to build before we're going to decide which we're going to be building first. And let's also place down a stockpile here. Let's go for an easy one, just right here. 3 by 3 will do, and I'm making sure that I'm not building the stockpile on top of any other resources here. And that's gonna have the benefit of being complete right away, so we don't have to build it. So in terms of food, we can pick that up manually now, place it in the bitty shed once it's built. And let's also look for some cheap firewood buildings right here. So let's go to the refined resources and go to the fuel production here. Let's look for something very cheap here. Woodcutter. Celtic chopper here. Oh, that's only going to be 3 logs, so that's going to be very good. So let's opt for that right away. And place it right next to the stockpile right here. So let's pick it up and pause it and drag it to the side here. So we'll have a food storage in our bitty shed here. We can create firewood in the Celtic chopper as soon as we chop down some trees here, which we can also do manually. So we can grab wild foods, but we can also harvest trees by hand. So no building required for that. And let's focus on tools here right away, because at the moment we don't have any. And that's going to really slow us down here. So let's make sure we can create some tools right away. So let's go back to the refined resources here. And we have several options, so we can go to the tools and forge right here. We have all these options that we can choose from, but these are quite expensive. So 28 logs, we're going to need 16 logs and 12 stone for an old smith. But we also have the option to go to workshops here. Also a brand new feature for the Megamod. And let's go for a workshop here. Now a 5x4 Celtic workshop employs 1 worker to make basic tools and clothing. Not that we can build any clothing for now, but that's going to be working out just fine right here. It is kind of heavy on the resources though, so 21 logs and 34 stone. But it seems as though we do have some stone around, so that's hopefully not going to be a problem here. Are there any cheaper options here? Produces iron tools and hide coats. Yeah, but we don't have any iron yet, so that's going to be pretty challenging to get. Village workshop. Tiny workshop. That might be interesting too. Now let's go for the Celtic workshop here. We also have a Celtic chopper, so let's try to be consistent here. And let's place that right next to the Celtic chopper. Right there. Let's drag it over. So now we have a building to store our food. We have a building that we can use to create firewood. And a building that we can produce tools here. Now, let's also give our people a house to live in. So they can go somewhere warm, as well as procreate, of course. So let's go to the homes and housing right here. And let's get the cheapest alternative out there. Or one of the cheapest. So a wooden house, that's probably a little too expensive. So let's go to the colonial charter homes and housing here. And let's build ourselves a tiny shack here. Yeah, that seems to be the cheapest alternative out there. And let's build it right here. So there we go. And I'm thinking that with these buildings, we'll be able to survive, at least for a little while here. So now that we have our buildings set up here, let's choose which one we're going to be building first. Now, the most pressing issue is going to be food here, because they're going to run out of that fairly quickly. And firewood, being that it's early spring, is also very important, but they'll need food first. So let's start with our bitty shed right here. And let's drag it to the top right. And it's going to require 5 logs as well as 1 stone to complete here. And being that we have neither of those things, let's make our laborers go get that by hand. So let's go to the removal and destruction tools and pick up harvest trees here. And let's just grab a few of them. Right here. Maybe take these 2. Okay. And 1 stone. And similar to the trees, we can collect stone by hand here. And let's pick up those rocks right there. So let's pick up this bitty shed here and unpause it. Let's focus on this one first. Now for the time being, I'm gonna leave them both at labor because there's nothing for them to build. Now let's start up the game here. Very slowly. 1x, maybe 2. and just look at what our laborers are gonna do first. Cutting down these trees. Let's get a good view of it right here. And as you'll notice, it's gonna take them quite a while to chop down these trees. And that's really caused by the lack of tools right here. And as soon as they have tools, that would considerably speed up the process. But for now, let's make sure they can keep alive before we can start producing tools here. Let's learn how to walk before we learn how to run. There we go. A few trees. Nothing in the stockpile yet. So let's actually go to 5x here. Already have some stones, some log, that's good. They only need one more log. Hopefully they'll place it at our bitty shed right away. And there we go. So let's pause the game here. Now that they've picked up some resources from the map, we're able to obtain enough resources to make sure that we can build this bitty shed right here. So they have 5 out of 5 logs and 1 out of 1 stone. And as you'll see here, a little part of the building just appeared. And that's going to be our cue to assign a builder right here. So let's assign one builder, or excuse me, one laborer to be a builder. And hopefully they'll be working on that bitty shed right away. And in the meantime, let's just keep on picking up some resources here that we're going to require for further buildings here. And let's see. After the bitty shed, what should we look to produce here? I'm guessing a place for them to live. And that's going to require 10 logs, but we have 19 right now, so that's very good. We also have 3 stone, and the tiny shack is going to require 2 stone. So we'll have enough resources to build them a home as well. So our laborer can keep working on the trees as well as the stone here. And in the meantime, let's watch our builder complete this bitty shed here. And similar to the taking down of the resources from the map, both the trees as well as the stone, the builder is also going to take a long time completing this bitty shed right there. So let's pick up some more trees here. Perhaps a few here. We have 5 stone, that is not too much though, so let's pick up a little bit more right there. Just to keep our laborer busy. We're going to need all these resources anyway, because our Celtic workshop requires 21 logs as well as 34 stone, so that's pretty heavy on the stone right there. And let's hope our bitty shed finishes up before our citizens run out of food or get so hungry that they're likely to perish. That would be a terrible thing. Yeah, placement for now is not going to be that important. Let's make sure that we can keep our citizens alive before we do anything long term here. So 15 out of 20. We're getting very close. That's excellent. Gathering more resources all the time. And we're getting very close to creating that bitty shed. And there we go. So let's pause the game here. So now that we have our storage facility, let's focus on getting food as soon as we can. We do not want to have our citizens starve. So let's see here. Let's cancel all removal that we have planned. Right here. And let's not focus on anything right now, except for collecting foods. Just to get a little bit of a buffer here. That as soon as they get hungry, they'll be able to pick up some food from the storage facility. It's not too much though. But let's pick it up anyway. Let's try take as much food as we can here. And let's reassign that builder to be a laborer. And let's hopefully pick up as much food as we can here. Okay, after which, if we have some food that we can fall back on, let's focus on getting them a house as well. Do we have some food? Not yet, it seems. And there it is, 50 food, and immediately they ate some of it, leaving us with 29. That's fine. 78 food, that's great. Let's pick up just a little bit more here. There's any around? Right there, right there. So 100 food already, so that's great. That's great. So now that we have some food, that's one short-term problem taken care of. Let's focus on the next problem here. So let's give them a house. So we'll need 10 logs, but we have 43. Our laborers saw to that. They kept on cutting down the trees, so that's good. And we need 2 stone, and we have 7, so that's excellent. It's already late spring here, meaning that we need to hurry our firewood building as well. And the Celtic workshop can wait. We don't have any tools yet, so we can also not run out of them. And it's more important that they have firewood come the winter. So let's see here. Yeah, they only need 2 more stone left, so there's the part of the building. So let's assign a builder and make sure that we can get this building up as soon as we can. And in the meantime, of course, keep collecting food. Although there's not much going around here. And let's plan for the future here. So we have 33 logs. That's going to be plenty for our chopper here. But let's also collect just a bit more, because once we have that building operational, it's also going to need logs in order to be able to create firewood here. So let's get a healthy bit of logs on our stockpile here. And let's speed up the game to 5x here. And watch how our citizens are going about things here. 170 food, that's great. And let's also pick up a bunch of stone right there. Because we're going to have to build this workshop sometime. Some bison right there. And it's going to require 34 stone, and we don't have anywhere near that amount. So yeah, one problem fixed, that's great. And as soon as this tiny shack is finished, let's focus on the Celtic chopper right here. There we go. So let's unpause our firewood building. And this is our second problem fixed. So no homelessness anymore. But they are running out of firewood here. As the blue icon here at the top of this house, it shows that they're going to need firewood as soon as possible. So there we go. And hopefully our builder will get there soon. As soon as he's done chopping down that tree. And this is a very, very cheap building here, so that's excellent. Now it's still summer. and that means the temperatures are still high enough for them to survive. But if this were to happen in the winter, that would be very scary here. So let's try to make sure that we get some firewood ASAP. So there we go. So let's pause the game here. Our Celtic chopper is done. And they'll take some logs that we have on the stockpile here and turn it into firewood. But we do need to assign someone to work there. So let's unassign the builder here. So it becomes a laborer. And let's pick that additional laborer and let's put them to work in the Celtic chopper right there. And they'll start working, taking this log and turning it into firewood. And hopefully this blue icon notifying us that we need more fuel. And let's hope that goes away here. And now let's start working towards getting enough resources to get this building up. So we can give our citizens some tools and make them more productive. Let's speed the game back up here. There they go. Working at the Celtic chopper right here. It's still going to be a very slow process. Mostly because they don't have tools. So let's hope that we can get that fixed very quickly here. So we do have enough logs to create the Celtic workshop here. But they're still working on gathering more stone. 9 so far, but we are gonna need 34. So let's hope that this gathering of stone is going to be enough. If not, that's fine too. We'll just grab a little bit more. Let's look at how much this Celtic chopper can make. So we can go to the production statistics right there for firewood, but they're most likely using it right as it's been produced. So no way for us to build enough inventory to be comfortable. And 69 food, yeah, so we're gonna have to look at that also very quickly here. So as soon as we finish with their stone, let's collect some more wild foods. Right there. All around. Let's collect the foods very close to the shed here, so they don't have to travel long distances to get there. Just store it right inside that shed. And there we go. So that blue icon just disappeared. So we're settled for food, although we could use a little bit more. And we're currently producing firewood here. So that those are the most important things are taken care of here. So let's hope he'll finish with collecting stone very soon. And that he can focus on collecting more foods, while our chopper just keeps working here. And a child was born. Hell, welcome. That's excellent. So they'll also be eating our food here. So that only makes the collecting of foods more important right now. So let's just keep doing that. Right there too, a little bit more food. Right there. There as well. Yeah, that's going to be good. Because we ran out of food as soon as the child was born. And that's not a good thing here. Children are great for growing our population, but they do need to age into being a laborer here. And as long as they're children, they won't be able to produce anything, but they will consume food as well as firewood here. Okay, it's late autumn, meaning that the usage of firewood is only going to increase. Okay, so we have 44 food now, that's excellent. And our free labor here is going to be collecting foods non-stop, hopefully. Just to make sure that we don't run out here. It's late autumn, it's already freezing. So it's a good thing we're constantly making firewood here. Now we can't produce it, but it's not as efficient as I would like because we are using all the firewood that we're currently producing here. So the first step into solving that is obviously making some tools. That's going to greatly boost the productivity of this Celtic chopper, but we could also build a whole new building that's going to be more efficient than the Celtic chopper is anyway. But that's going to be for the longer term here. So yeah, very humble beginnings here. This Jack and Jill can be quite challenging. 32 food. It's early winter, -10. That's Celsius, by the way. Some bison roaming around. Always nice. And let's see here. We have 46 logs. That means that we can comfortably unpause this Celtic workshop right there. $39 food. Yeah, we can't seem to catch up with the food. So let's just keep collecting more and more food here. Right there. And let's speed up the game just a tiny bit here. Our amount of stone is low, yeah, we keep running out of that. And let's hopefully have our labor focus on grabbing more food from the map. And he is, that's excellent. And let's try to get just a little bit of a buffer here. After which, let's focus on collecting more stone so we can finish this Celtic workshop. A little bit here. Maybe there too. Still need 9. That shouldn't be too much. And our Celtic chopper here does not seem to be running out of logs, so that's great. We are fully stocked on log to get the workshop up and running. But we also need to be careful that we do not run out of logs to continuously supply this chopper here. Because if they have no logs, they will not be able to produce firewood. And it seems as though we've survived the first winter, so that's a big hurdle that we just overcame. That's very good. We're out of food again, so let's slow down the game here. Let's cancel this stone production. And let's continue grabbing foods here. Food is more important than anything else. Okay. And let's go to 10x again. Let's hope that we can grab some food. Put it in the storage barn before any indications show up that they are starving or anything. That's going to be terrible. We're having to travel long distances to gather it. That's also not ideal, but it's going to be fine here. Okay, 92. Means it's time for us to select some stone again. Let's try to grab it here. 9 should not be too much stone to get it. Shouldn't take too long. Now that we have 12 firewood, let's it's early summer right now. That means that the firewood consumption shouldn't be that big of a problem, or not that much. So let's deselect this chopper here, and let's have them helping our other labor grab food as well as grab stone. Now let's go back to 10x just for a short while, just to make sure that we can grab enough stone in order to complete this building right here. We need some tools as soon as possible. That's going to help us out in a big way. So in time, the child that was born will also become a laborer. And they can also help with grabbing some food, grabbing stone, or be a Celtic chopper here, or perhaps work in the workshop. Whatever we want them to do, but it's gonna take some time here. There we go, 31 out of 34, getting very close here. $400 food, that is more like it. I like to see that. We do have to feed 3 people now, instead of just 2, so we will burn through this food supply quite quickly. 1 more stone. And there we go. So let's reassign that builder, and let's try to finish this building as soon as we can. And now that we have 470 food, let's reassign this Celtic chopper right here. Try to get a head start on our firewood. It's already late summer, so autumn is just around the corner. And this is going to take quite a while here, 89. And that really stresses the importance of having enough tools here. Now, we did start without any tools, but as soon as they'll have tools, we'll notice that the building of any building will speed up dramatically, as well as any production building that we have working. They produce much more firewood here with a tool than without it. Yeah, that's looking good. Very humble beginnings. We have some blueberries in stock, as well as some flax, that's good. Herbs, onions, oats, mushrooms, and roots. Oh, a lot of variety, I like that. Doesn't hold a whole bunch of food, but it was cheap, and it works, so that's gonna be just fine. We're already using up all the firewood here, so it's a good thing that we took a bit of a head start here. There we go. The snow. A furnace right there. I really like the aesthetics of this game. It's just so nice to look at. Our reserve of logs is low. That is actually quite dangerous here, because I do not want to have the Celtic chopper here run out of logs to work with, because that's going to choke us off with the firewood. And that is bad news. That is definitely bad news. So 66 out of 89, that's moving right along. It's taking some time, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to pay off in a huge way. So only 5 logs left. That is not too great. But it's late winter, the temperatures are rising again. So we got that going for us. $16 firewood in storage. And still 270 food. I like looking at that number. Gives me a sense of security right here. So 88. And there we go. So let's pause the game here. And let's look at what the Celtic Workshop can do for us. So we can make stone tools. That is something new to the Megamod as well. And we can make some iron and log to create a standard tool. And some hide coats as well as some wool coats. So that's actually pretty cool. That we have a workshop that we can create tools as well as clothing here. So that's going to be excellent. So yeah, let's make some stone tools right here. And let's see, we're going to need logs as well as stone, of course. And we don't have a whole lot of either. So let's see here. Let's pick up this Celtic chopper right here. remove the prison from there because it's already late winter and we have 16 firewood and temperatures are rising again. So let's have you work in the Celtic workshop here and make sure that we have some tools. And in the meantime, let's unassign this builder here and have him focus on only grabbing some log right there and also picking up the stone right there. So we can start working with some proper tools here and hopefully get rid of those yellow icons. And we only need a few tools here, not a lot. We don't have a lot of people to begin with, so that's great. And we ran out of logs immediately. But we're grabbing more as time moves on here. Firewood is low. Okay, that's not so good. But at least we have some logs as well as some stone, so we can keep the Celtic workshop working. Now, as soon as they create some tools here, let's see, already created 2 tools, the Celtic workshop in itself will also become way more efficient. So let's wait until some of those tools show up. The amount of food is low, 70. So yeah, we burned through that 400 real quickly here. Stone tools. Let's make 6 or so. That's gonna tide us over for the time being. After which we need to focus on some more firewood here, as well as food, of course. We do have some logs right now. Speed it up just a tiny bit. Okay, so now that we have 6 tools here, let's slow the game down to 1x here. And let's unassign this workshop employee right here and set the building off right there. And let's go have him working at the Celtic chopper here and create some more firewood for us. Now, hopefully, both our laborers here will start their work with a tool. Let's see the tools. Where are they? Haven't shown up yet. There we go. So 1 of our citizens grabbed the tool. That's good. 3 stone tools right there. And hopefully our chopper will follow suit here. And there we go. So yeah, although very humble, we are out of the danger zone. That was the Jack and Jill starting conditions here. And things are looking, well, I wouldn't say good, but at least we're out of any immediate threats of our having our citizens dying. So we can grab some food by hand. We have some buildings down where we can store that food, and also have a firewood producing building, as well as a home for them to live, of course, and a new child that is very good, and a workshop where we can create some tools here. So yeah, that's the most important problems taken care of here. But that's going to have to do it for this episode. So, I'd like to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully see you in the next episode too. Thanks.